and welcome to the Idiomas YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us for another short video. Do you ever have to give any presentations in English at work? This can feel extremely overwhelming and intimidating if English is not your first language. But don't worry, in today's video we'll be giving you some useful tips and phrases to use to help you sound more confident and natural when giving a presentation. We will be looking at the following: introducing yourself and the topic, presenting your ideas clearly, dealing with any unexpected problems, and answering questions. So let's get started. Imagine you are giving a presentation in English to a group of colleagues, including some of more senior positions. For this type of audience, you may want to use a more formal introduction. You could use one of the following phrases. Good afternoon, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Lucy and I'm a project manager in the software team. Or, hello everyone. Before we begin, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Steve and I'm the HR lead. If you are giving your presentation to more familiar colleagues, a more informal introduction would be necessary. For example, hi guys. As many of you already know, my name is Laura and I work in the marketing department. Or, hello, it's great to have you all here. I see a few new faces, so I will quickly introduce myself. My name is Carla. Now that you've introduced yourself, it's time to inform the audience of the topic or aim of your presentation. Here you could use one of the following. Today I'm going to be talking about, or the topic, subject or aim of today's presentation is. Why not pause the video and practice introducing yourself and the topic of your presentation using some of these phrases? Now that the audience knows who you are and the topic, it's time to start delivering the main content. At this point, it's important to present your ideas clearly to ensure the audience is able to stay focused and get the most out of your presentation. To do this, we use signposting language. For example, to start your presentation, you could use, firstly, I'll begin by, or first we'll look at, or finally, let's start by discussing. When you wish to move on to the next topic, you could use one of these phrases to clearly indicate this change. Now that we have covered, let's move on to the next point about, or I'm going to continue on to the next topic. Finally, the next point we need to consider is, and when you arrive at the last point of your argument, you will need to emphasize this so that the audience are aware. To do so, you could use one of these options. Finally, I will finish by, or to finish up, or to wrap up this presentation I wish to discuss. Great! Now we have a good selection of phrases we can incorporate into our presentation. Why not pause the video here and practice giving a brief outline of your presentation? Write your example in the comment section below. When we come to the end of the presentation, it's always polite to thank the audience for attending and also invite them to do any questions if they wish to. Here we have a couple of examples. Thank you for coming today. I really appreciate your time. Thanks everyone for your attention. All questions are welcome, so please fire away. If you have already given a presentation in English, you'll know that sometimes you may run into unexpected problems. For example, you may make a mistake. If this happens, don't worry. You can use one of the following phrases to correct yourself without drawing more attention to the error. Let me rephrase that. To clarify, I meant to say, actually, what I wanted to say is, if someone asks you a question that you don't know the answer to, you could delay answering the question until the end of the presentation and this way you give yourself time to think. For example, would it be okay to address that at the end of the presentation? I have allocated time to take questions then. Alternatively, you can respond by getting others to contribute. For example, that is a really great point you have raised there. Before I offer my ideas, I'd like to know, what does everyone else think about this? Another way of handling this situation would be to come back to them when you have had time to think or do some research. For example, that is a great question. I don't have the answer right now, but I will get back to you by the end of the day. Now you have all of our tips, it's time to put them to practice. Remember, recording yourself delivering the presentation is a great way to practice. Do you have any other tips for giving presentations in English? Feel free to put your suggestions in the comments section below for your fellow English learners. Thanks again for joining us for another short video at the Idiomas YouTube channel. If you found the video useful, please feel free to click on the like and subscribe button, followed by the small bell icon if you wish to be notified of any new content. Thanks again for joining, and we hope to see you again soon.